Get ready for some great music and great stories. Band in Seattle starts right now. Welcome to Band in Seattle. I'm Xander Denke, and with me is David Michael Stedman, songwriter, music editor, and lead singer of the band The Stax Brothers, to talk about tonight's band, Thunders of Wrath.
Thunders of Wrath is a very young band with a very kick-ass vision. I pledge an allegiance to this band, and I'm going to be their roadie.
Me too. All right, we'll be right back with Thunders of Wrath.
People get a misconception when they hear the name and they think a heavy metal band or something real hardcore, but we've always just been wanting to make something that's timeless.
This is our temporary headquarters where we record, rehearse, and shoot. We love rehearsing and filming in this old storefront. There's a feeling of being directly connected with the community that comes from having people just walking by and stopping to listen and watch. Catching people's reactions through the glass is just really motivating.
We made a music video for it that, really spoke to us and told who we were at that time. It's the birth of Thunders of Wrath.
It started the band pretty much.
The Light of the Lantern was all on cell phones. We just grabbed bits of clothing from my house or anyone's house that looked medieval-ish, and just kind of went out in the woods and started swinging stuff around.
Lighting the lantern is really just that. It's the lighting of the lantern that is Thunders of Wrath.
The videos have become a big part of what Thunders of Wrath is, and I think that that's really cool, but it all comes back to the reason we became a band, the music. The videos are just an expansion of our music. It's really just us trying to let you into our crazy minds and kind of project that onto the screen.
Eventually, after we made our first music video over 2 years ago, we got better quality equipment. We learned a lot from our first video. Eventually, we learned sort of how to write film.
I think it's really cool, to have an idea in your mind, and then months down the road, you see this picture on the screen and you're like, wow, that actually happened.
Apple on His Head is our first attempt at a full-length feature film.
Definitely with Apple on His Head, it's talking about fear and overcoming fear, but it's also staged in a medieval time. It was actually one of the first songs that we kind of wrote the lyrics for a long time ago, and it made it into a song later when we became a band with Joe and Mason and Coop.
Yeah, it's amazing to see something progress over 4 years. From just words on a notebook page to a song. It's personally one of my favorite songs to play. It's got this very medieval melody going on, and as the song progresses, the story progresses.
We're looking for lots of ways to reach out to the people with our new record. Danger Dank is this sci-fi epic that plays out in a music video, and we're also going to make it into a web series. We have a feature film in the works for Apple on His Head that's set in ancient medieval times. And we're also doing a comic book video series that plays off a couple other songs. We started making costumes, but in the end we're really trying to push what it means to do it yourself. filmmaking's at an interesting place. We don't really have an army of animators or CGI people. We're really more on par with what a big studio could pull off in maybe the 70s or the 80s. It's a lot of actual props and practical effects. When we think, how do we put this crazy scene from our heads into our film, we're looking at movies like Jaws and Ghostbusters, Blade Runner, Empire Raiders, films that were timeless before CGI took over. That's kind of the guide we're going for.
Just filming some scenes for our music video, for the Danger Dank video, yet to be seen. The green screen, as you can see behind me, allows us to put it anywhere, like space. And we were just doing some pickup shots tonight for that.
I was playing around with a few riffs back when I was at college, and ultimately came together in one song as I awoke from a dream with the words Danger Dank burned into my mind. There's metaphors and messages within all of the lyrics that I think if people can visualize those, they can really connect with the band on another level, which is where filming comes in.
Danger Dank's a very out there and crazy song, and so we made a very out there and crazy video for it. A epic space journey involving bandits, dragons, muscle cars, all the cool things that you would want to see in a video.
Danger Dank has been our big learning process. We started it out on cell phones, and then we really started to dig in and around what would make this idea come to life.
Craziest thing that I probably had to do for Danger Dank was try to scramble down a really rocky cave into sheer darkness, which the cave actually, like when we got to it, looked like a dragon's cave. Like I thought like a dragon was gonna pop out and eat me when I got there.
The crazy thing about Danger Dank is that we're trying to take what would be a 2-hour feature film and fit it all down into a 6-minute music video and do it in time. We came up with an idea for a music video that pretty much seemed like it was going to be impossible.
The story of Danger Dank isn't a very serious story, but at the same time it also is a serious story. It's got like comedic elements, it's got action elements, it takes place in space. I don't want to give too much away.
A Thunders of Wrath song like Lightning in the Lantern is built on riffs that groove so hard. I start getting that neck thing, I start getting that funk face, and I gotta say something like, hey man, is that barbecue? Because that, my friend, is my kind of heavy metal.
I smell it. We'll be right back with Thunders of Wrath.
Thunders of Wrath is all about the adventure.
The world always needs more rock and roll.
American, freedom-loving rock band.
We love rock and roll and want other people to love rock and roll.
But I think in Thunders of Wrath, Coop and I, the rhythm section, are probably the thunder.
And myself, Tom, and Jake are the rap.
Yeah, you get what I'm picking.
When I stumbled upon what they're doing, I realized there was a lot of really great creative zeal there, but more than that, there was like an old soul quality. They were able to pump out jams that reminded me of what I would have heard out of the great bands of the 60s and 70s, and even the 80s and the 90s. It had this enormous sort of timeless quality to it that really attracted me to something I wanted to participate in.
Having a manager is a bit of an advantage. We're 5 kids that like to have fun, and he's as passionate about it as we are.
He's been doing this a lot longer than us. I mean, he's been in the music industry for a long time, and he's recorded records, he's been in multiple bands, he's made videos before. And so it kind of was nice to have someone to use as almost a jumping off point. Like, he very much helped us pull the ideas for all these videos out of us. It all came from our brains for all these things, but he definitely helped manifest them into what they are.
The One Who Soars, I really like that song. Tom's lyrics are inspirational.
The main character is someone who wants to overcome their challenges in life, whether it be racism, oppression, or sexual orientation. People overcome things every day. The One Who Soars is kind of about flying above and looking down on the things that might want to take you down, but really just kind of flying above them.
Starts out, very low, and by the end the drums are going and we're going full force.
It's a heavy song that I like to jam out and rock out to. It's when I really get to hit the drums the hardest. Thunders is very much a rhythm-based band. It started out with me and Mason as the rhythm section.
After Coop and I were done playing in our band in high school, we moved on to a new band. We found our guitarist, Joe.
After me and Mason and Cooper started writing songs together, I had a couple buddies back from school, Jake and Tom. We started bringing them in, and they started writing lyrics, and eventually we had some pretty cool songs.
The lyrics in Thunders of Wrath come from a lot of the stories that me and Jake here, we kind of come up with, whether it relates to a real world or a mythical story of dragons and venturing. It kind of relates to our real life, but also metaphors for kind of outside our real life.
We're a rock and roll band at heart, but we also love the blues, and we also get a little bit funky sometimes. And sometimes we even get a little bit heavy metal, but we're a hard rock and roll band at the core.
Psychic Sister is kind of like our funk groove. I decided way back when that when we started playing that song, I'm gonna play wah. The guitar's just gonna be super groovy, and I wanted it to sound like the 70s, and I wanted, those just real loose notes. I think it fits the song well, and it ends up working with a real nice rock groove.
With Joe's guitar, I mean, it really feels like you got chakras exploding everywhere. I mean, his emotion that he plays is just like spreading all over the room. It's kind of like in your face, and then it's on your face.
He doesn't know it, but he makes faces when he plays too. You can see the notes he's playing in his face, in his mouth. I think that he brings out the emotion to his song. Thunders of Wrath got me started playing music. I didn't start taking up to play the keyboards until I was involved with Thunders of Wrath.
I think Jake is very classic rock influenced, although I have known him to listen to some newer music, even into the electronica sort of stuff. And I think it all comes through in the way that he develops these tones, especially organically with the Moog that he uses.
Tom sort of fell out of the sky. We pre-imagined qualities in a vocalist, and he appeared almost out of thin air.
He has these really deep emotional connections to the lyrics he writes, and really deep emotional connection to the way he delivers, and he comes alive in a way that's really magnificent. Yet at the same time, if you met him on the street, he's a very quiet and very mild-mannered kind of guy.
The guys have described me as like the engine of the band, or me and Mason as the engine of the band or whatever, but we're all the driving force. I mean, it's not like me and Mason are just it. It takes all 5 Thunders to be the Thunders of Wrath.
Sometimes it's really hard to keep up with Coop. Coop is a speed demon.
Yeah, a little bit. Not a ton, but I like to kick it up a notch sometimes.
Aftershock, I probably wrote that main riff 2 years ago when we were sitting in Jake's backyard and probably listening to Skynyrd. I feel like it's always had that real classic American freedom rock vibe to it, something people can wave their hands back and forth to, and it seems to be a favorite among the fans that we've got, and I always love playing it.
Playing live in Seattle, I just love the experience, just how anyone can walk in on us and listen to us.
We want people to hear our music. And those few times where I see people that I can see it on their face, they genuinely enjoy it. That is what makes me go to work at 7 a.m. every day, to be able to get off on Friday and come jam with the guys and work on the new songs.
What gives me the most satisfaction playing music with these guys is seeing everyone and everything grow. It's very much like a family. They're my brothers. They're my brothers.
Thank you. Hey, that's it for tonight's Band in Seattle. If you want to hear more, check us out on bandinseattle.com, where you can hear full concerts and find links for more information about our bands and where they're playing next. David?
To stay up on this latest band scene, follow my Crossing Guide magazine columns and podcasts. Crossing Guide is a publication that wants to see Canadian and American bands working a lot closer together.
I'm in. Thank you again for watching. Join us next week for more great music and great stories on Band in Seattle.